All right. I think I'm starting to figure this puppy out. Hi, everybody. Or hi, a couple of you. Um, I am heading home from a place I stopped after work. Now I'm heading home from there. And let's see how this connection goes. And we'll talk about Big Brother. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. My name is Mike. I am one of three hosts of the former Big Brother Gossip Show, at least for this season. We'll see what happens in future seasons, but this season, no. This season, you're stuck with me talking to myself and you guys, but not on Saturday nights. Although I did tweet on Saturday at least once. Hi, Chatty, and hi, everybody else. So the Power Veto meeting was held. Feeds came back about 45 minutes ago. The feeds were down for what, 2 hours? At least. They came back at 2 o'clock. They were down at noonish. Yeah. Feeds were down for like 2 hours for the Power Veto meeting. And when they came back, we found out that Derek X did indeed use the Power Veto, and he saved Kyland, and Frenchie put up Travis in Kyland's place. So there you go. He does have a daughter, as far as we know. So that is what is going on. I think Travis is going to get voted out on Thursday, but we'll have to see. I could very well see some campaigning going on to get rid of Alyssa. So I guess the real question is, are they going to manage to pull that off? What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to be Travis, or do you think it's going to be Alyssa? I'm thinking Travis is kind of going. But I never say never. In this world of wild and crazy Big Brother. Yeah, Micah. I think most people are going to say Travis. But again, it is Monday. We have until Thursday. Things could happen. Things could change. But Alyssa seems to have a pretty good head on her shoulder. She doesn't seem like the kind to panic too much. So I'm thinking that's the way it's going to go. And so what else do you guys want to talk about? Hit me up. Type your questions. Ask away. Because my brain is a bit wonky right now. Frenchie has been beating me into a pulp mentally, trying to figure out what he's doing. And I have recorded a lot of car casts talking about this. Well, I've been walking my pooch. So I kind of am open to whatever you would like to discuss. I am more than willing to give you my takes on lots of questions, but I'm having trouble coming up with questions right now. How long does Frenchie last? I don't know. He could be the next one to go. It's possible that he's the next one to go, depending on who wins. I really don't think he will, but I don't know. I would say, if I had to guess right now, no, you know what? I'm going to say Frenchie makes jury. How's that for wild and crazy? Actually, because remember, Frenchie did kill the competitions to start. He did not technically play for the dice, but he threw them anyways and won. He won the puzzle to make a team captain, and then he did win the stacking of the cards, although that one seemed a bit questionable. He did not win the Power Veto, obviously, competition, which we haven't seen yet. But I think Frenchie's a competitor, so I think he may be able to have some staying power just because of that. Do you feel differently? Do you think that Frenchie will be out really quickly, or do you think he'll last a long, long time? I think if Big Brother had their way, he'd last a long time because he'll be good TV of making your head spin around. No thoughts, anyone? You guys aren't very chatty. Come on, chatty. There you go. Pre-jury just missing. So you think he's going to hang out there for a while, but not quite get to jury. So that brings another question. Do you guys think there's going to be a chance for one of the first four to come back? The house guests seem to think there will be. The house guests seem to think that the first four out, at least some of them think the first four out, one of them will get a chance to come back into the house. I have no clue. I haven't tried to do the math on, how long they run until. So I'm not sure. Oh. Now hiring up to $14.70 an hour. If you would like to work at the McDonald's that I occasionally come to and get a tea at when I drive through, $14.70 an hour. I'm not stopping there today. I'm getting my tail home. We have gotten so much rain today. The skies have just opened up a few times. Whoa, this person is kind of, all right. We'll do that. So those of you that are brand new, have never jumped into this before, once again, let me introduce myself. My name is Mike. I am known in the Twitterverse as BB Gossip. I have watched every season of Big Brother. I have been involved as far as in the online community. I have helped moderate message boards. I have run my own websites. I have been doing Twitter. I have done podcasts. And this is Mike. Yes. But we're not doing the whole I'm one of three. I started to do that. I was like, I don't do that. Not doing that this year. So I'm a bit of a Big Brother holic. And I currently do these, which used to be Periscopes, and now we're doing YouTube Live. And because it worked better for me than Twitch. And Periscope went away. And then I tweet a lot about Big Brother, and I also record daily podcasts about Big Brother and talk about it. Just so I read that Travis is up and is probably gone Thursday. Yes. Was he ever part of a final of a wait? Was he ever part of a FA of a deal alliance outside of Derek X? Yes. I believe. Yeah. Okay. So I'll touch on that real quick. Lady Di, returning house guest. I think we'll have a good feel for it once the next person is. When Travis is evicted, we'll be able to tell whether there's even a chance that he'll come back. Depending on the giveaway is always what Julie says. If she reveals too much information, then they're probably coming back, or they're probably not coming back if she reveals a ton of information. I just don't know. Back to what you said about Travis, if he was in an alliance. So Travis was in an alliance, or is in an alliance, that I witnessed, and I saw the fist bump, but they never called it a name. That was Travis and Brent and Xavier and Frenchie. So it was one person from each team. And they met Friday at about 11 a.m., between 11 and 12, I think, up in the Have Not room. And I was kind of like, wow, that's a pretty good alliance, one from each team. But obviously, Travis is out now. So I thought that was going to be a really good, super secret alliance, but they seem to be willing to disband it pretty quick. Yes, Jason, it is. It is my thigh, to be honest. I am wearing blue jeans today, and I took a thumbnail of my thigh. Woo-hoo! Yep, that's the thumbnail, because I don't have my cast picture that I usually hold up to the camera because I took it for the walk when I was walking around the dog yesterday when I recorded my car cast. And I forgot to bring it in my car. By the way, we're approaching the dead zone. I could drop out at any moment. But so far, even if YouTube drops, if you hang in there, I come back. So let's see how it goes. Yeah, blue jeans. Woohoo. I'm wild and crazy, Chatty. What I am is thirsty, and I don't have any more water. I drank all my water when I was driving earlier. So I'm a bit parched. Oh, and I got the yawns. So I've answered the questions I've been asked. I'm more than willing to answer more questions. I would not say this is an ask me anything, but I will answer things. Am I going to miss the controversial Colette? Am I going to miss the controversial Colette this year? Look, Colette and I had a lot of laughs. We talked a lot. I will not miss the moments when Colette and I argued. But I definitely am going to miss the times when we're laughing and joking. I'd be silly to say I'm not going to miss talking to Colette. Colette is hilarious. She is very talented at making a point and making really cutting commentary on things. When she and I did not agree, and when we kind of duked it out, no, was never fun. So there are things I'll miss and things I won't miss. And I'm not trying to give the politically correct answer. I'm just giving you the straight up, that's how I feel about that. I've said there are things I'm definitely not going to miss about doing the podcast this year, but there's also things that I really am going to miss about doing the podcast. So for those of you, here's a little backstory on Mike while we figure out what we're going to talk about for the rest of my ride home. Again, ask your questions. I will talk about anything, generally Big Brother related, but I did get COVID last year. I had COVID in November. I was asymptomatic. I had very little symptoms. My wife she was very symptomatic, and I got tested at the same time and found that I had COVID. But what did happen to me is I did lose my sense of taste and smell. And it has not completely come back yet. It is improving. Little by little, it is improving. For example, I have in my hand a little Halo, little orange stuff, because this is one of the things I eat as a snack at work. And I had one left over, and I walked out the house with it, out of work with it. If I kind of scratch the surface on that and smell it really deeply, I can kind of smell the citrusy smell. That didn't used to be the case. I couldn't even get a citrus smell out of an orange. But I am starting to get a little bit of that now. So it's slowly coming back, but hey, it's been 6 months. I'm just hoping it comes back fully eventually. All right, so at this point, we've entered the dark zone, and I don't know if I'm being cutting out or in or out or what I'm at. So I'm waiting for people to ask questions, to type things, to say, hi, Mike, how are you? We'll dip back into Big Brother. So the feeds, for those of you that aren't watching the feeds, you're missing a treat. Hi, Kruda. Thank you for being a patron. I appreciate it. Did you re-up or are you a new patron? Because Chatty's here. Chatty's a patron. You're a patron. I don't know what other patrons might be here. But I know you just signed up fairly recently to be a patron. Or else you re-upped. I can't remember one of the two. But either way, thank you. Appreciate it. We got brake lights. Well, it looks like we're gonna hit some rain here. It looks like it's getting pretty dicey up ahead. You re-upped. Thank you very much. I thought you had been one before. And I had to look at the way it plays out. And that's fine. That's awesome. Appreciate it. So those of you that do not have the feeds, well, thank you, Micah. So since you kind of opened that door, if you would like to be a patron and get the benefits, which are basically me saying thank you a lot. Other than I will probably post a picture of me getting married by Elvis last week, or remarried by Elvis. I said I would probably do that for my patrons. So I went to Vegas last week and got remarried by Elvis. And I've got pictures, and I want to share at least one of them because my patrons are the ones that, in essence, helped me pay for those pictures, because that's what I decided to do with the money I got from my patrons. But back to Big Brother. I keep trying here. Um, Big Brother, the feeds have been gold in some ways and just want to stab my ear out in other ways. Frenchie has given and given and given as far as content, but at some point you're like, okay, enough, enough. Thank you very much. Um, he has given and given and given to us, and I feel bad for the guy because he just is so all over the place. I don't. Some people are saying I hate Frenchie. I don't hate Frenchie, but man, there is a point where you're like, stop, Frenchie. But I'm really enjoying the house guests. Those of you that listen to my CarCast, I spent 45 minutes yesterday, or maybe it was an hour. I don't even know, going over every single house guest, um, and talking about each one of them individually and their gameplay and things like that. And I really didn't have a bad thing. The one house guest that I don't care for at this point has to be Brent. I am not a fan of Brent. Right. He is exhausting. Frenchie is exhausting, but I do not hate him. And I know he's trying to play the game. That's the thing. And as a super fan, you have to look at him and go like, oh my gosh. You left for a minute, but you wanted to tell me that you're glad I'm better from what? From having COVID? Is that what you're saying? You mean my smell's coming back? Thank you. If that's what you're talking about, yes. I'm slowly getting my sense of smell back. But honestly, compared to most people that had COVID, I got off very easy. I just wish I'd never had it. But I didn't get my vaccine until it was too late, obviously. Well, thank you, Silver. Appreciate it. So, yeah, I'm enjoying all of these house guests. I don't dislike Travis. I'm not going to be like, oh, Travis can't go. I think Alyssa will bring more to the game than Travis, to be honest. But that's not to totally knock Travis. I just think Alyssa seems to have a pretty good head on her shoulder, and she took it very well when she was nominated. She didn't get upset. She just kind of challenged Frenchie, like, why did you do this? And she didn't say it in a mean way. She just like very, very calm, cool, and collected. Like, why did you do this? I don't understand it. You need to explain it to me. If you can give me a good reason, I'll respect it. And so it's like, man, solid. So yeah, I'm okay with all of this. We're dealing with rain here. I don't think I'm going to get to walking today. How many steps do I have? I only have 6,000 steps in. I may have to do a treadmill walk tonight. And I would much rather walk outside in the nice weather. But this weather doesn't look conducive to walking outside. So tell me, guys, did I get choppy? Did I get bad? Did the connection stay stable all the way through? Because we're kind of coming out the backside of the dead zone. And no one has complained and said you dropped or we lost you. And I didn't get a message saying that I dropped. That's a good thing. Lots of brake lights. Lots of brake lights. All right. You seem to have slowed down. It's been stable? Well, that's good. That's awesome. Okay. Well, we are past the quote dead zone. Actually, we're way past it. I didn't realize where we were. We're only one exit from my exit. We have about 10 more miles to go before we're at my exit. What else should I tell them, guys? Hi, Lori. I'm doing all right. How are you? And thank you, Silver. I'm driving in a downpour. Um, I don't know if it's getting real loud for you guys or not, but there's definitely a lot of noise from the rain hitting my car. So if you can hear me, that's good. But physically, I'm doing fine. Mentally, I'm doing all right. Yep, I think we're all glad Big Brother is on. Well, we got to sit now through until Wednesday's show. But the feeds are up and running, so we got that. That's what your drive home looked like. Yeah, it's this is Indiana. Those of you that are coming and going like, where are you? I haven't gotten that, but I am in Northwest Indiana. So we've had lots of rain the last few days. Oh, a little bit of a hydroplaning there for a second. I'm definitely not watching the chat, but nobody's saying anything either. So, all right. Nope, you got to go with the defrost. We're starting to fog up the windows. But on the plus side of nobody asking where I'm at, nobody's also telling me I shouldn't be driving and YouTubing as well. So that's a plus. This is the chosen. I really think I'm sticking with this, guys. I don't think there's any reason to go back to Twitch at this point. Even though I think I could monetize Twitch, I could actually make money with subscribers and stuff. I just had that really bad luck that one day with it. I just don't think it's worth it. And I don't know. It seems to be more stable. Even though Twitch was fairly stable, but the day I couldn't get it to run just drove me insane. Well, the rain has subsided. I can actually see fairly light skies in the distance. And some people are driving entirely too fast for the road conditions. Oh, who's your favorite house guest? You guys tell me that. Somebody pipe up. Chatty or Scorpio, Silver Scorpio or um, Kruna, Kruta. I can never pronounce your name right. Any of you. Who's your favorite? Lori, who's your favorite house guest? Tiffany. Do I understand no more podcasts with three? Yes. So Lori, yes. We'll touch back to that real quick. Kruna or Krutra, yes. Claire, I like Claire. I do like Tiffany as well. Azah, that's interesting. I've been disappointed in her so far. She's really disappointed in me as far as her gameplay. I haven't seen enough of her yet. Yes, I've explained it at BigBrotherGossip.com. I have explained it on here. Um, I am. I decided last about a month. I decided really back in November, December of last year that I really had to take a break from doing the podcast, and I just couldn't do it this year. And I told Scott about a month and a half ago, and then he and Colette collectively decided not to do a podcast at all. But I would have been fine if they had decided just to do it between the two of them. It is Scott's podcast, not mine, but they decided not to do one. So yes, there is not a three-person podcast this year. I'm kind of doing my own thing, and Scott and Colette are still doing their day drinking podcast. Now this guy's getting in front of me. And now I have to wait while this semi passes me. No, this isn't how I wanted this to go. Not my favorite time being behind two semis on a road with the visibility so wonky. Yep. I definitely needed a break and a mental break from the stress. The last couple of years were fairly stressful, Um, and we'll see. We'll see how I feel. I'm by the way, um, I don't know what's going to happen next year. I really don't. And I could say, hey, Scott, let's do it next year. And Scott may say, you know what? No, I don't need to. And, however that works out, that's what happens. I appreciated all the support, all the years, all the fans, everything. And I do miss a lot of it. I miss a lot of it. I miss all the nice people, the community. I miss making people laugh and all that stuff. But yeah, I just couldn't. So, anyways, enough of that. Obviously, I'm still talking a lot about it. Oh, Maddie, and yes, it does. Well, Lori, I appreciate you supporting and listening and everything. There's a lot of people that have been around, and you are the one. So you're one of those ones that didn't know yet that we talked about it, or maybe you had read it in a couple of places. But I still am getting messages almost every day. Someone asks what the status is, what's going on, and it's like, well, I've been talking about it. It's I've posted on BigBrotherGossip.com. I've talked about it on Twitter. Scott and Colette talked about it. So I keep saying it. Eventually, by about the time we've gotten everybody to accept it or figure it out, we'll decide to do it again or something. I don't know. Probably not. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh my. So those of you that are like, okay, what is this thing? Yeah, this is what I do. You took a break from social media. There you go. You're in denial, chatty. What about the Big Brother Gossip Show? Well, on the plus side, how many are there you can go back and listen to? I don't remember how many we've done. I think there's 100 and some, right? I mean, we've done it since 2014. We've done it since Big Brother 14, or done it since Big Brother 14. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's 9 regular seasons plus Big Brother over the plus 2 seasons of Celebrity. Um, and yes, Lori, I am not going anywhere. My intention is to keep doing things like this. I've done lots of car casts. I've done these. I was doing these, and I will be doing these most days. There's probably going to be some days where I don't because I didn't do Periscope every day. I mean, this is the substitute of the replacement for Periscope. I did not Periscope every single day. You still listen to the same mega mix now and then. There you go. Yep. Oh, ooh, there's a state cop right up here. You must be trying to get people. Right up there to the right, left of the van. Right there. That's a state police officer. Must be clocking people while he's sitting in the exit. That's a sneaky way to get him. Or else he's taking a break. Or maybe he's waiting for a certain person to come down the road. Twitter bought Periscope and then Twitter decided to drop it. So someone asked, Lori asked, what happened to Scope? Periscope. So, Periscope came out about the same time as, I can't think of the name of the other one, the little animal. And Periscope took the world by storm, at like South by Southwest or whatever. And so then YouTube, or not YouTube, Periscope, Twitter bought Periscope. And for a long time, it was integrated. And then Twitter came up with Twitter Live, which was kind of like Periscope, but not exactly. And of course, then Twitter decided to get rid of Periscope and try to push people over to Twitter Live. And I don't like it. So I found something else. And I tried several things. I tried Twitch. I tried YouTube Live, obviously. I haven't ever tried Instagram. I did try Twitch Live. And I thought I'd settled on Twitch. And then one day Twitch wouldn't work for me. And I jumped onto YouTube Live and it worked right away. And it's worked ever since for the most part. So it's like, you know what? I'm sticking with YouTube Live. Wow, well, that's very cool, Lori. Thank you for being a long, long time Periscope watcher. Did you go by a different name on Periscope? That's the thing. Some of the names don't translate. Thank you, Maddie. I'm glad you like it. Some people probably think it's too much, but I know that there is a niche group of people. I know that there are people that like to listen to me talk this way. So if you're not one of them, totally get that too. There are lots of things that I don't care for, that I don't understand how people like, and then other people just love it. So Star, do I remember Star? Was it? I'm not sure. Sometimes I know by the icon and stuff, but I'm glad you like it. So you liked my 45 minutes, or was it an hour yesterday? How long was the one yesterday? Was it 45 minutes or an hour, whatever it was? You listened to all that all the way through? I don't even look at the clock and I'm like, oh my God, I've been talking 45 minutes. This is what happens when I don't have Scott to tell me to move along. Yeah, it's there's a lot of things. That's true. Passwords and names, and yep. You listened to the whole thing? Thank you. Anybody who listened to my whole CarCast yesterday. So I wasn't too repetitive. I didn't say the same thing over and over again because I felt like a couple of times I kind of slipped back into the same line. I really tried to keep a stream of consciousness talking about all of the different things. That's why I brought the cast list with me, so I can kind of focus in on that and move from one to the next. But even then, I tended to circle around back and bring up people I'd already talked about. All righty, folks. We are approaching my domicile, so it is time for me to sign off. Thank you, Maddie. And that means I am going to drop the camera, give you the view of the blue jeans, wrap things up. Thanks again for those of you. Thank you, Lady Di. Appreciate it. Again, those of you that are someone, I think it was Micah, did mention my Patreon. So if you're interested in becoming a patron and supporting my endeavors when I do these different things, you are more than welcome to. I would appreciate it greatly. You can go to patreon.com, patreon.com, and / BBGOSSIP, BB Gossip. So patreon.com / BB Gossip, and you can become a patron at whatever level you want. It doesn't, the minimum I think is $5, but it doesn't even have to be that, because you can set a maximum you want to donate every month, and you can set the maximum to $1, which is what I have done on some of the things I've supported in the past. Even though it says, mix minimum of this, you can actually tweak that if you want to. Thank you, Lori. Appreciate you listening to that. I'm glad that you guys don't feel like I have too much out there or you're driven crazy. I'm glad it keeps you entertained. Again, I know different strokes for different folks, so I'm just happy to keep some of you happy. With that, I'm going to sign off because the numbers have dropped down to 4, and I want to make sure I have this closed out before I pull into my garage, because last time I seemed to lose things right when I got home. All right, take care. See ya. Bye.